All right, so now, especially if you have students that haven't driven before, maybe haven't made lane changes before, it's good to go through the lane change procedure, just like a lot of things when you're not moving, right? So there's a lot of drills you can do when you're not moving, whether it's steering wheel control or lane changes, eye movement, checking your mirrors and stuff, when they're not thinking about driving down the road and other cars around them, okay? This is a good time to explain it. When they're driving down the road and you're talking to them, trying to explain something, they might be hearing half of what you're saying, and you have to watch cars around you, and you have to talk to them, you have to watch their eyes. So it's just a lot safer and easier for everybody if you explain things while the car is not moving. Then you can answer questions, ask questions, and do that before you go out and the car is actually moving down the road. So, all right, so we're gonna go through the lane change procedure. So our acronym for a lane change is SMOG. S is for signal, M is for mirrors, our rear view and our side mirror. O is our over the shoulder or blind spot check. And then once we've checked all of those things, and really we want to double check, just like all of our checks, we want to check and double check, then we go. Okay, so if we wanted to check our mirrors first and then turn our turn signal on and then double check our mirrors, that'd be a great thing to do. Once you get better and you check your mirrors more and a little bit more confident in lane changes, then maybe you don't have to check and then turn signal and double check. But for right now, that'd probably be the safest thing to do. Okay, so let's just go through a left lane change. We're going to get our left turn signal on. We're going to check our rear view mirror and then our side mirror. And then if it's clear in our side mirror, then check our blind spot. Good. And then a right lane change, so right turn signal, rear view mirror, side mirror, blind spot. Good. And so we're focusing on not turning the steering wheel, just turning our head. So like chin to our shoulder, about a 90-degree turn, and just kind of peeking out of the corner of our eye. We don't need to turn our head all the way around. Obviously turn our shoulders, and we're going to turn the steering wheel. Okay. One thing you want to explain to them is why we check each mirror and what we're looking for. Okay, so we check our rear view mirror first because we can see the most out of our rear view mirror. We can see cars in the lane right behind us, and we can see cars in the lane beside us that we're going to be making that lane change into, and we can see if that car is back there farther. Let's say we're in the right lane, we're going to make a left lane change. We can see a car that's 5, 6, 7 car lengths back there, and if they're gaining on us, if they're catching up to us pretty quickly, we just want to wait and just let them pass us, right? We don't want to try to make that lane change and that car has to slow down, right, or honk at us because we kind of cut over in front of them, right? So each mirror check should take about a second. So what you'll see is kids will sometimes move their head and they'll kind of stare. They'll kind of do this and they'll kind of stare in their rear view mirror. So you want to tell them really they should only move their eyes to check their rear view mirror, and then maybe just a little bit of a head turn to check their left side mirror. Now the right side mirror, they'll have to turn their head just a little bit more, right? And again, we're looking for a car right behind us that maybe has a turn signal on or that's catching up to us quickly, or a car that's in the lane beside us that's catching up to us quickly that we just want to wait for, right? So if we don't see that in the rear view mirror, then we check our side mirror, okay? Sometimes you'll see kids check the rear view mirror and then skip the side mirror and go right to the blind spot. You really want to emphasize the most important mirror is the side mirror, because that's the space we're actually moving over into, at that time they're turning the steering wheel, right? So rear view mirror gives us, a 4, 5, 6 second glimpse behind us of what's coming. And then that side mirror shows us what's right beside us right now, or in the next second or two, maybe, if that car is catching us quickly, right? So usually if there's a car in your side mirror, if you widen your side mirrors out using the blind spot glare elimination method, they're too close. Now, realistically, if you're in West Des Moines or somewhere that's super busy and it's bumper to bumper traffic, you might only get one car length of space. And that's a whole nother thing to teach, is if a car is letting you in or not, and how to check and move over if traffic's real heavy, getting your turn signal on first and watching to see if a car is letting you in, right? So again, just going through those steps of the lane change before you go out on the road. That way the kid knows what you're talking about. You can answer any questions. You can do all that stuff without driving down the road and potentially making them more nervous and putting everybody in danger a little bit. So, all right, thanks.